All right, hello everybody here. I am making my first ever video here, so you're gonna have to bear with me on the horrible video quality. I don't care. The only reason I'm making this video is because I spent hours and hours and hours searching the internet trying to find a solution to a problem. Finally found it on an obscure forum on a gun board, and I figured it would have been much easier if there was simply a YouTube video for it. So here we go. But essentially, if you have ever tried to reassemble your Mosin Nagant, this one is particular, and in particular is a 9130 Ishvek. You've assembled it, and this little bugger right here has fallen out of that hole. You didn't notice it, it fell on the ground. For whatever reason, you've put it back together, and now your bolt is stuck. This is going to show you how to fix that. So let's quickly just put this back together with that pin missing. And I'll show you what to do here. Again, apologies for the video quality here. I'm not a YouTube expert. This is just to show you. So anyway, trigger is very loose without that pin in there. Well, this is hard to do one-handed. Kudos to everybody that does this online with one hand. Oh, jeez. All right, I gotta put you down for a sec. There. Did it, just needed a little bit more muscle. All right. Not going to bother reassembling the entire fore end because that's not what we're trying to show here. Just trying to show you the bolt issue. Essentially, if you've done this, you already know what the problem is. If you have never done this before, on the Mosin Nagant, you have to specifically depress the trigger or pull the trigger back in order to pop down the sear, in order to make enough room to clear the bolt locking lug. Okay, that's probably about as well assembled as I need to worry about. Okay, so this issue here, you can see this thing is a sloppy mess. That's gonna constantly catch on the locking lug right there. But we're going to do it anyway. So now if you take your bolt and put it in there, you can't get that out by pulling this back because that sear is stuck. So the solution to this problem is actually quite simple. A lot of people will say you can try jamming something up in there to push down on the sear. There's not a lot of room. Other people will tell you to disassemble the entire thing, but that's not going to work because that little bolt right there, good luck on trying to get to it. That one's not a problem, but you're not going to be able to take it apart with that. So you have to get that sear down. Now, the way that the Nagant works is actually quite simple. Again, I'm doing this all with one hand, so just bear with me here. If you set this down with the right side of the rifle facing up, the side that would have the bolt down, what you're going to want to do is use something, obviously COVID mask, very fitting, use something to cover up the trigger. And use a set of pliers. Grab the trigger. You're going to pull it down, down being this way, so towards the bottom of the trigger guide. You're going to pull the entire assembly this way, and you're going to gently rotate it clockwise this way. So you're going to do that. You're going to rotate it. Man, this is hard to do with one hand. How can I do this? Okay, Anyway, this may not show up on camera here, but you're going to rotate it. There we go. I know that really didn't look good for you guys, but what I did is I pulled down on those pliers, rotated it gently, and then what that did is it pulled the sear forward and then out of the way. So you pulled it down, and then the entire thing pivots. You can see that there? And actually drops it, but it has to rotate. You have to apply downward pressure to do that. If you simply just pull this back, this thing flops around and it doesn't actually get out of your way. So yeah, that is how you do it. And then you can assemble the whole thing back together. Make sure you put that little bugger back in, and then you'll have no problems with this. And then every time you clean it going forward, just make sure that that pin does not fall out of the trigger assembly before you put the bolt back in. So yeah, pulled that way and rotate it at the same time. It will drop the sear and then you're all good. All right, I hope that answers anybody's questions. Let me know.